Good day, class. So today we will discuss risk analysis and strategies to manage threats. So let's go ahead and discuss first risk analysis. So this will be our intended learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the importance of identifying and analyzing risk and know what criteria should be measured in risk analysis. So whatever our role is, um in the future, no, if you will be working whatever your role is, if you are in the hospitality industry, it's likely that you need to make a decision, no, and it involves the element of risk at some point. So risk class is made of two parts, no, the probability of something going wrong and the negative consequences if it does. Okay, so there are two parts of risk. The probability that if something is will go wrong, and if it does, what will be the negative consequence kung mahitabo siya, no, or if mahappen siya. So example, if na kay hotel, no, and gipalit nga new high-tech na high-tech na kaning kitchen equipment. So there are risk, no, ana nga part if you will decide, no, nag-decide ka na magpalit kag bag-o nga kitchen equipment nga high-tech. So the risk will be, ang probability would be, ang staff nimo is dili sila trained kung unsaon paggamit properly ana nga equipment. And then ang probability if dili sila kabalo is that ang consequences ana, ang negative consequences ana is that it could lead to accidents. Especially if again dili kabalo ang staff unsaon pag operate anang bag-o nga kitchen equipment. And then aside from that, it would be food delays, no? Ma-delay ang pag-serve sa mga pagkaon because naay staff nga wala kabalo unsaon paggamit ana nga kitchen equipment. So those are part, no, of the negative consequences. And then risk can be hard to spot. S- And aside sa lisod siya i-spot ang risk, mas lisod also to manage it and prepare it kung dili nimo ma-spot ang risk. Okay? So it would be good if as much as possible you make up on your mind kung unsa day possible na mga or mga probability that something might go wrong. Okay? So so that the consequences would not be that negative kaayo. Because if wala ka nag-prepare, no, kung paunsa i-manage if something will go wrong, then it would be mas dako ang consequence niya if you hadn't planned for it, no? The time, the cost, and the reputation of the hotel or the restaurant could be on the line kung wala ka naka-prepare or nakaplano ahead of time that if what if something will go wrong. Okay, so that makes risk analysis very important, especially in the workplace, which involves you to to create, no, to create decisions and to manage and minimize the impacts of those risks. So risk analysis is a process that helps you identify and manage potential problems that could undermine key business initiatives or projects. So to carry out ang risk analysis class, ang pinakauna gid nga step is to identify the threats that you may face, and imo siyang i-estimate kung how likely this would happen, no, ang probability nga mahitabo ni siya nga na something will go wrong. Okay, let's just say for example if nag-manage ka og event, no, kasal, nag-manage ka og kasal, so gusto ang kasal is outdoor siya nga wedding, no. So, or kanang mga garden wedding, for example. So when you say outdoor, no, walay atop, outdoor siya. So, technically kailangan nimo na isa sa mga threats ana that might happen 'no, prob na ay probability na mahitabo is the bad weather. So, what if mag-ulan 'no, what if, um, kanang mag-ulan or kusog kaayo ang hangin or whatnot. So, basically, you need to make sure that you have a backup plan 'no, or naa kay plano how to manage if something goes wrong. Okay, so that's technically risk analysis. Okay, so it can be complex as you'll need to be detailed in every information. Okay, such as if you will plan projects, financial data, marketing, security protocols. No, it is an essential tool for us to save money, to save time, and to save reputation of the company. So sa risk analysis class, here are the 5 steps of risk analysis. So first is you need to analyze your process. Okay, when you say analyze your process, you need to look at how things are currently done. First is say for example in a restaurant, you need to check since ang nakabutang dara sa number 1 is analyze your processes. Okay? Know and look at how things are done. In a restaurant, you need to check how food is ordered, how food is stored, how is it cooked, and how is it served. Diba? Kaya sa restaurant, it's a cycle man. Mag-order si customer, magluto ang chef, no? Gina-serve sa mga waiters, and then of course, the food or before sila giluto is that naka-store sila. So, pag-store ba na sa food na wala pa na sa mga ingredients 'no, pag-store ba sa ilaha, are there are the ingredients properly stored in the proper temperature? Okay, say for example, chicken. So, kung ang manok wala siya na-store sa ang proper nga temperature, the tendency would be madaot siya. And then kung madaot siya unya giluto pa pagyud sa chef 'no, so technically it will create, food poisoning 'no, or foodborne illness sa customer. So you need to analyze the process or to look at how things are done in a specific situation. Okay, so after you analyze your process, no, or after you look at how things are done, no, or the process, you need to identify and assess the risk. Okay, so when you say identify and assess assess the risk class, kailangan nimo ilista ang mga butang na what could go wrong. Okay, list what could go wrong and then i-assess nimo kung how likely this will going to happen. Okay? Say for example, akin na ay chance we have actually in risk analysis natay ginatawag na kaning katong low, high, low, average, and high. So, ang low is that dili kayo siya 'no, or it's the improbable na dili kayo siya likely mahitabo, okay? And then the kaning probability dayon, so that's basically it. So, you need to assess and identify so what could go wrong, and then i-assess nimo if how likely this will going to happen. So, say for example, um, if ang katong food nga na-store is naa siya sa wrong temperature, so possibly the food is already spoiled, no, or daot na siya. And if daot na siya, the tendency would be it could cause food poisoning to the guest, no, or to the customers who will consume or mukaon ato nga food. So kung na na food poison ang customer, that will not mean that I mean that doesn't only mean nga liable si hotel or si restaurant nga na food poison ang customer, liable there is also a risk for the reputation of the restaurant na ang reputation na din sa restaurant imbis na ganan og agto ang mga tao is that dili na noon maengganyo og dayon ang customers because of the bad reputation or because of the history nga naa na food poison ana nga restaurant. Okay? So number 3, after you identify and assess, is you need to select critical risk. Okay? When you say select critical risk, class, pilion lang nimo o i-focus lang nimo ang imuhang attention sa pinaka-importante nga risk. Okay? So say for example, asa man ka mag-focus sa nadaot na pagkaon, I mean sa nadaot nga wala pa naluto nga chicken or didto sa nahutdan mo og napkin. Okay? So of course you will focus more on the spoiled food, no, or sa daotan na food because it's a serious risk kaysa sa low risk, no, or sa minor risk nga katong out of stock na inyong napkins. Of course, guest needs napkins but asa may mas importante, makakaon sila og kaning kaning spoiled food or kaning walay napkin. So you need to focus, no, on the most important risk. And then after that, number 4, decide how to treat them. So you need to plan what action to take, no, or to in order for you to avoid or reduce the risk. Okay? So say for example, in that scenario or in that situation, no, for you to be able to make sure nga ang kining imuhang mga ingredients are properly stored, you need to install a, say for example, a temperature monitoring system, okay, in the refrigerator because these these kining poultries or meats should not be stored in in the temperature danger zone or dapat ilahang temperature nga para ma-preserve sila na para dili sila madaot is dapat dadto lang gyud sila nga temperature. So that's why, no, kung magpalit ta og mga poultries, no, manok, isda, meats, kailangan jud nato sila ibutang sa 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 freezer because ang tendency kung ma-expose sila in pila ka hours na wala sila nabutang sa freezer, tendency would be madaot ang kana nga meat or kana nga ingredient sa imong lutoon nga food, okay? So, in in that scenario again, you need to install a temperature monitoring system in the fridge, okay? In order for you to reduce, no, and avoid the chance of food spoilage, okay, or madaot ang pagkaon. So next, after you decide how to treat them, of course, you need to monitor the situation and reassess. So you need to check if your solution is working in order for you to adjust what is needed. So if you are the restaurant manager, you need to check if your fridge is working. Okay? You need to check if the fridge temperature is always safe. Okay? Kay basin og nag-stock ka og daghan nga mga meat sulod sa fridge, unya imo ding fridge kay naguba na siya, no? So tendency is that dili na spoiled na tong mga meat nga naa sa sulod sa fridge unya giluto dayon sa chef, no? So tendency dili kaning spoiled na gani siya sa wala pa siya naluto, nya pagkaluto mas more nya na consume sa customer. So again, that is kaning part, no, of risk analysis, especially sa ato ang industry because we are serving not only services but also we serve products that the customers consume, no? Especially pagkaon pa jud so kana. So in summary, the 5 steps, no? In a simple picture class, ang pinakauna is you need to look at the process, kanang number 1. Number 2, you need to spot the risk. Okay? You need to identify, assess, no, or spot the risk. Kato, list down all the possible things that will happen and then unsa ilang possibility na may tabo na. Number 3, focus on the big ones, and the big risk. Okay? And then fix them. Number 4, decide how to fix them and then keep on checking if your resolution or your solution is working. Okay, so that's for the 5 steps of risk analysis. So, when are we going to use risk analysis? It is very useful in many situations, in many circumstances, class. So, when you are planning projects, it will help you anticipate possible problems. Okay? So, kung example na kay catering na business. Okay, so kailangan if na kay catering na business unya ipa-serve sa imuha sa imong customer lunchtime. So you make sure that all the supplies that you needed should be already there, no? Before nimo mahatag no ang service sa guest by lunchtime. Okay, so you need to check, so say for example imong food supplies will arrive late. So, you need to make sure na naka-alternative nga supplier in advance. Okay? And then, when you are deciding whether or not to move forward with the project, so ang risk analysis, it's also useful in decision making. If you're going to move forward in a specific thing or project or not. Say, for example, if owner ka sa resort, no? So, you need to consider kung padak-an ba nimo ang swimming pool area or dili. Okay, so ang risk analysis, it would reveal that if padak-an imong swimming pool, of course it would create high maintenance cost, no? Kana. And then it would influence your decision when you use risk analysis. Okay, number 3, the third bullet, when you're improving safety and managing potential risk in the workplace. Okay? So you need to part na siya ang risk analysis. It's very useful in terms of improving safety and potential risk in the workplace. Okay, say for example in the housekeeping, no? Kung kailangan nimo identify ang mga bathroom na kaning digyas kayo so that kung kini nga bathroom is di jud malikayan na nay madigyas na guest, no? Kay madigyas man gani ang mga room attendant or mga housekeepers, how much more ang guests. So that's already a hazard. So that means that kailangan nimo mag-install og mga anti-slip mats, no? Para malikayan nga nay madigyas inside the bathroom. Another one is when you are preparing for events, okay, such as equipment or technology failure, thefts, staff sickness, and or natural disasters. Okay, so that's part katong example ako kaganina, no? Kung naka sa event industry, no, event management, and then ang guest is ang wedding na imong gina-organize is outdoor. So basically, um the mga risk ana is of course ang weather, kung dili mo uyon, no? So, another one would be kung naay dagko nga event inside the hotel, no? Kung what if walay magka-power outage. So, kailangan kuryente. So, it's very important that the hotel is naa sila'y backup or generator, no? So next one, when you're planning for changes in your environment, such as new competitors coming into the market or changes to government policies. So that's part of risk analysis also, that if if you're planning for change, no, in your environment, you need to also assess, no, and use the risk analysis tool. Okay, so next one. Um Let's discuss the risk matrix. Okay, so this is the matrix or the sa risk analysis ni siya class. So the likelihood and the impact. Okay, so you need to focus here sa kilid. Kini makita ninyo likelihood. Okay, and then sa taas is iyang impact. So sa likelihood na ay tulo ka buok. Under the likelihood, no, when you say likelihood is again how likely something will happen. Okay, so naay tayo tulo ka buok. We have improbable, possible, and then probable. So when you say improbable, it means that gamay lang ang chance na may tabo na. Okay? Rare. Okay? That means that is improbable. Small chance. Gamay lang ang chance na mahitabo or rare siya. When you say possible, possible is might happen sometimes. Okay, it might happen sometimes, no? Possible. And when you say probable, okay, very likely to happen. Okay? So, naka-indicate diri that when you say probable, again, it's very likely to happen. So, risk will literally occur or happen. When you say possible, might happen sometimes. So, risk will likely occur. And then improbable, small chance of that the risk will happen. So, unlikely to occur. And then on the impact, okay, sa impact, natay 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So sa 0, acceptable, meaning little or no effect. And then tolerance, okay, noticeable but not really critical. The effects are felt but not that critical. And then number 2 is unacceptable. It's a major disruption. The seriousness is the impact is very serious. And then the third one, number 3, is intolerable. So ang intolerable, it's a disaster, very hard to recover. Okay? So these are the risk matrix. Ang likelihood, you need to assess, no, the likelihood that of something that might happen. So unsa siya, improbable ba siya, possible or probable? And then unsa iyang impact? Is it acceptable, tolerance, unacceptable, and tolerable? So again, the color coding class, kining color coding, makita nimo that ang kining green, it means low risk. Okay? And then ang kining yellow and orange, these are medium risk. Okay, and then ang red is already high risk, or it's a serious problem that you must act and plan ahead. Okay, so muna siya ang risk matrix. Okay, so let's just say for example, mag-example og let's just say possible and acceptable. Okay. Possible dayon unacceptable. So dapat there siya sa number 2 and then here sa second. Okay, so possible and unacceptable. So let's just say a kitchen stove suddenly stop working. Okay, during dinner service. Okay, so when you say dinner service, it means that a lot of people are going to that restaurant or to restaurants for dinner. Okay, nya what if dili mo gana ang kitchen stove, okay? So that's technically possible siya, no? Or likelihood to happen. It could happen, and iyang iyang impact is unacceptable because it's a major disruption to food service, no? So it's a medium risk because dapat naa jay backup nga equipment ang hotel or maintenance team, no, to check on the kitchen stove for it to work in order to continue the dinner service. Okay, so that's an example. Okay, another one would be, let's have an example of kining color red naman, high risk. Okay, probable and then high risk. Okay, so si probable and intolerable or kaning color red ha. So say for example na ay power outage. Okay, so walay kuryente sa hotel. Unya walay backup nga generator ang hotel. So, probable siya because of course it very likely to happen in some areas, labi na ang kanang hotel bitaw na dili pa kaayo maka-invest or maka-afford sa mga generators because it's kinda mahal, no? So si power outage, no, walay kuryente, it very likely to happen in some areas. Okay, so probable siya. Risk will really occur. And then iyang result or iyang impact ana is intolerable. Okay, color red siya because again, guests will complain and then the business reputation will suffer. The operation will stop. Okay, walay kuryente. Okay, so that's a high risk. And you must prevent it by installing backup generators. Okay, so that's why bitaw most of the hotel will really invest in kanang mga generators kay banto gani na adara ang guest because to relax, no? dili para ma-stress kay walay kuryente, and then, igang ang kwarto, 'di ba? So, that's technically it. So, I hope you guys understand. So, these are the definitions, no? Probable, possible, improbable, and then katong impact. So, these are the likelihood again that, um the likelihood that how likely something will happen, kining tulo, and then 0, 1, 2, 3 are the impact. All right. Okay, so next, let's move on to the next topic, which is strategies to manage threats. This will be our ILO, or intended learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify and evaluate risk, reduce and eliminate harmful threats. Okay, so the first step na atong gidiscuss kaganina sa risk analysis is to identify the existing and possible threats that you might face. So these are the these are the different, no, na sources, different sources of threats that that can come from different sources. Okay, class. So these are again the first step in risk analysis, identifying the existing and possible threats. So, ang mga threats magikan ani nila, they could come for any of these instances. So first is it can be human. Okay, human threats. Okay, sumpayan na ninyo threats ang tanan. So human threats. So si human threats, it includes illness, death, injury, or other loss of key individual. So of course, no, COVID-19 is part of human threats because it can cause death, no, illness, kana. So, another one is kung example, if ato siyang ibutang sa hospitality industry, loss of key individual, kani, loss of key individual. Example, imuhang head chef sa restaurant is suddenly nagkasakit siya, no, nya di siya pwede mo duty kay iyahang kaning sakit is makahawa siya, okay, or makatakod. So, and then wala kay lain nga saligan, no, kay key individual man or important person in the operation. So wala kay lain masaligan with the food operation. So it will it will continue the food operation pero hinay siya, or dili gid magkuan ang food operation because wala ang head chef. Okay, so that's part of human threats. Okay, another one is operational threats. Okay, so disruption to supplies, operation, loss of access, no, failure in disruption. So operational threats class is disruptions to supplies or sa operations, no? Sa kung ibutang na to siya sa sa hospitality industry, example, ang hotel is naman gid na yung mga suppliers, no? In terms of suppliers of amenities, no, suppliers of kaning raw materials, no, ingredients, no, na ay mga suppliers sa mga linen, no, or kaning mga ginabutang gina-set up sa bed. So kung wala ang supplier is late, sila naka-supply sa specific na needs sa hotel, that will affect the guest satisfaction. Okay, so that's part of operational threats. Another one is reputational. When you say reputational threats, these are loss of customer, no? Employees, damage to the market. So, example, daghan negative ang review online kay tungod kay um kaning, let's just say, katong nag-power outrage, no, walay kuryente, nya walay generator ang hotel. Yung aside ana kani example, last, nibuto ang pump, no, sa hotel. So, nagbaha, wala pa diyoy kuan, kuryente. So, technically, it will create a negative online review, and then it will reduce the booking of the hotel, and then it's already a loss of customer, and then a damage of reputation to the market. Okay. Next one, we have um procedural threats. Okay, so procedural threats, failure to of accountability, internal systems or control, or from fraud. So when you say procedural class, this it means it's the procedure, no, or the process, say of the system or or the employees, no, inside the hotel. So example, if ang cashier sa restaurant, no, yung gi-manipulate ang record from the payments of guests, so that's already part of the um kaning kaning procedural, no, or out of kaning ano ni, control of the company, na kaning i-manipulate ni cashier ang records, payment ni guest. Okay, so that's part of kaning internal systems, no, or frauds, procedural threats. Another one is project threats. Okay, so going over budget, no, taking too long on key tasks, or experiencing issues with product or service quality. So when we talk about projects, this talks about overspending in a project, delays in a project, or poor quality outcomes, 'di ba? So para sa mga issues karon, no, sa DPWH, okay? So ang mga contractors are going over the budget, no? Overspending, or should I say overpricing of the kaning mga what is really on the budget, of course, no. um Poor quality outcomes, no, issues with the product or service quality. So example, if we put it in the hotel industry, so kung gusto ko mag-renovate sa imong hotel, you need to make sure that you will not go over the budget, okay? Because ang ang tendencies might be, imbis na you wanted to renovate for good, na naka-renovate na noon ka, and then naka-disrupt pa siya sa naka-delay pa siya, no, sa project, and naka-overspend ka. Okay, another one is financial. Okay, so si financial threats, it it talks about business failure, no, interest rate changes, non-availability of fundings, okay, or lack of fund. So that's part of financial threats. Okay, part gid na siya. So kung um let's just say for example, if you are a kaning tour operator, and then um imuhang, when you say tour operator, you operate tours, no, kanang nagakandak ka og educational tours ba kaha. So technically, if nagtaas ang presyo sa gasolina, no, it will affect your income, your package cost. Okay, so that's part. Another one is technical threats. Okay, so technical threats is the advancement of technology, or from technical failure. So say for example sa hotel, no, na may mga booking websites sa hotel. So kung ang booking website sa hotel is na wala nag-work, no, during peak seasons, no, when you say peak seasons, class, it means it's a season where a lot of people will can avail, no, or purchase certain products. Say for example, in the hospitality industry, halinon gid nga to ang industry, especially if summer vacation, 'di ba, kay people would want to relax. So technically, kining mga technical threats, no, is part na siya sa mga advancement of technology. So kung ang hotel dili naga-work ang ilang booking website, no, so dili makabook ang hotel, I mean ang guests during peak season ba gyud. So it's already a threat. Another is natural threats. Okay, so these are um mga natural threats that we cannot control, no, like natural disasters, weather, mga disease outbreaks such as COVID-19. So these are threats that uncontrollable. So typhoon, Okay, so kung naay typhoon, so kung na kay resort, so it will really damage the beachfront of the resort, no? Some of the facilities. And it can cause cancellations of bookings to guests, no? Kana. Another one is political threats. So political threats, say for example, changes in tax, no, government policy will change, foreign influence, okay, part na siya sa political threats. So kung example, sa kaning isa ka nasod, no, nag-restrict sila og kaning visa, no, nagstrikto sila sa pagpasulod og mga tourist, no, it will reduce the number of tourists. So kung mogamay ang number of tourists, it also means na mogamay ang income sa hospitality industry and tourism industry because nigamay man ang number of international tourists. Kaya again, mas ni-istrikto man ang paghatag, no, og visa or the travel authority from the government, and that's part of political threats, guys. And another one is structural threats. So when we say structural threats, it talks about dangerous chemicals, no, poor lighting, kana sila. So kung example, ang staff is nadigya siya tungod kay um kaning slippery ang floor, no, or basa ang floor tungod kay nadigya siya sa kitchen, so it could lead to injury. Okay, so it's part of structural threats, no, dangerous na mga chemicals, poor lighting, falling boxes, or any situation where ang staff, products, no, employees, products, and technology can be harmed. So that's structural threats. Okay, so those are again the kaning possible, no, threats that kaning kanang come from different sources. So next one, let's talk about strategies to manage threats. So these are some of the strategies on how we manage threats. First is you need to develop a risk culture. So if na kayo hotel or restaurant, you need to encourage your employees to be aware of risk and report potential problems. No, you need to train your staff. It's a culture within a establishment or within a company na kailangan nimo i-develop, and kailangan nimo i-train ang imong employees to immediately report, no, mga possible na risk or potential na mga problems. Another one is identify risk. Okay, and identifying risk is really one of the cunning strategies to manage threats, no, you need to spot the risk early before the situation will become serious. Okay, so example, um you need to regularly check the guest room if for safety hazards like mga broken na mga furnitures, no, wala ka kabalo na ang bangko day sulod sa guest room is kagubaon na. So paglingkod ni guest, so okay, so that's already na broken ang furniture. So that's part, no. So you need to spot again the risk early before it will become serious. Next, performing risk assessment. Okay? So assessment, analyze how serious a risk and how likely it will happen. Okay? So use the risk matrix, no? Katong improbable, possible, and probable. Okay? And then how would be the impact of it? Okay? So you need to assess. Okay? So example, if ang hotel is duol siya sa river and then nagbagyo, no, or kusog kaayo ang ulan. Okay? So you need to evaluate the risk, the flood risk during rainy seasons. Labi na naduol ang hotel sa river. Okay? So that's part you need of performing risk assessment. Another one is responding to risk. Okay? So take action. When you say you need to take action, it means as much as possible, if you already spot the risk, you need to find solutions and how to reduce no, or to avoid the risk. So say for example, if kabalo na ka na kaning uso ang kawat, no, or ang kuan ana nga area sa nya imong restaurant is dara naka-locate, no, you need to install CCTV cameras to reduce the risk of theft. Okay, so that's part of responding to risk. Another is monitoring risk. Okay, so continuously check if the risk is controlled or naabay bag-o ng nga possible na negative thing will happen. So regularly check if risks are controlled. Okay, so i-check nimo example if naa kay um kanang resort, no, or hotel, you need to regularly update the evacuation plan, no, or the fire kaning evacuation plan, so kana mga emergency plan. Another one is reporting risk. Okay, so document the risk and communicate with the management, no. Another is integrating decisions. Okay, so you need to kaning make risk management as part of the business decisions. Yun. Okay, it's part of making decisions. You need to weigh things out before you will kaning create, no, or make decisions. Okay, and then of course conclusions, no. Um you need to build the risk kaning culture, no, or the risk awareness culture. So another class is of course there is no approach to risk management that is completely effective for every company. But there are practices that can be used, no, as a tool that can be leveraged as customized for the organizations, no. So examples here is kaning using SWOT analysis, okay? Setting an effective tone at the top establishes an effective risk management foundation. So you need to focus on the outset and integrate the risk focus culture to help satisfy the evolving risk information while also capitalizing on opportunities and mitigating threats. So, kato, you can use SWOT analysis and failure mode and effective analysis. So, kining SWOT analysis class, it will help you identify the SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so it will help you identify those things. And then ang kining failure mode and effective or the FEMIA failure mode and effective analysis, it can predict possible failures in the process. Okay, so these are the some of the tools, no, that you can use, especially the SWOT analysis. In the industry, it's very useful tool in the business. Okay, say for example, here are some of the example of SWOT. Okay, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you need to list down all the strength of the company, the weakness, no, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. Okay, so kana. So I think that's it for our lesson 2 about risk analysis and strategies to manage threats.